So Josh Denny, a comedian and TV show host, tweeted out this week that the term straight white male has become this century's N-word. It's used to offend and diminish the recipient based on assumption and bias. No difference in the usage. Oh, Josh, you are an idiot of the highest order. Truly you are. A legitimate buffoon. There's literally zero comparison to be made between the N-word and straight white male. One group of people have a history of callous proportions associated with their term, and the other group has a history of laughing at theirs. Well, mostly no comparison. We'll get to that. The real crime isn't the tweet, though. At least you exposed your ignorance. The real crime is that you squandered an excellent opportunity to say something great, because your tweet is partially correct. Yet by saying straight white male has become this century's N-word, you completely deflate the true part of it's used to offend and diminish the recipient based on assumption and bias. I'll go further. It's used to define an entire race based on the color of their skin. Why does that sound so familiar? I can't quite place it. Maybe it'll come to me. Case in point with this tweet by Quinn Cummings. You assholes ruin everything. You see what she did there? Group people by race and then cast judgment. I swear there's a word for that. I just can't think of it right now. Not that my personal opinion of Josh Denny matters to make this case, but for the record, I think he's awful just by these disgusting tweets of his. Here we see a typical concerned SJW response in an attempt to punish the offender by ending their career. Miss Ho writes, "Hey, Food Network. Are you aware that Josh Denny, the host of your show Ginormous Food, has a history of racial and misogynistic language? I'd like to know exactly where you stand on Josh Denny's constant use of racial slurs and misogyny." It's like, Food Network, do you approve of killing babies? On the record, of course. You see this pretty often nowadays. You fucked up. I don't like you. The sentence for your crime shall be homelessness. Ha 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 ha. It's sad. Never mind, obviously, that the show ended a year ago, and what you really see displayed is impotent rage. Perhaps they can somehow garnish his past wages. Yes. And then, of course, we have to have a random virtue signal thrown in from a company unrelated, right? Dictionary.com tweets, "The N-word is considered the most offensive word in the English language. Straight white male is not." Please clap. It's not that Dictionary.com is wrong. They aren't. It's their motive. Miss Ho isn't wrong in her disgust either, had she left it at that. This clown is retarded for trying to equate those two terms. But let's break it down a little bit to a more personal level. You wouldn't believe the number of people who call themselves liberals, I know, that would be horrified to see their career taken away over something they said. And I mean things much more extreme than Josh Denny's tweet. Hint, it's most of them at some point or another in my life's experience. But the reality is a hard truth was killed by his idiocy. And that's too bad. You see, going around sentencing people to straight white male is ridiculous, if only for the things connected to the term, the convictions that go with it, all brought about by bigots who claim to act in the name of acceptance, inclusion, and tolerance.
You're fucking a white male! So? You're a white man!